It's week 9 and we officially have a little bubba the size of an olive, about 1 inch, which is super exciting. And today Melissa has a photo shoot with the Australian brand Biology, B-I-O-L-O-G-I, which is a skincare company that uses one single ingredient. It's amazing. It's so incredible, so clean and so effective. Anyway, she has this photo shoot. She has to drive 4 hours plus do a photo shoot, and she's feeling pretty nauseous. So she's asked me to make her something which is going to keep the nausea down but still get all the nutrients, minerals, vitamins, phytonutrients, all that sort of stuff that she needs to have a healthy pregnancy. So today I've made her one of her favorite dishes, which is a khichdi. And a khichdi essentially dates back to ancient Vedic times and Ayurvedic medicine. It's used as more of a cleansing food, but I've boosted it with pumpkin, peas, beans, spinach, tomato, a whole bunch of different things. Actually put some broccoli sprouts in there as well, and making it more boosting, more building. And she's gonna get a whole bunch of nutrients in today. I know she's gonna love this, and it's been really hard to get a lot of veggies into her, so this is an amazing dish. This is what it looks like. Really beautiful, silky smooth, easy to digest yumminess. Yay!
Hey guys, and welcome to week 9.
Yay!
Yay! So exciting.
She's getting a little bit of a bump. Just a little, yeah.
Only after I think I've eaten.
I just noticed on the beach when you're lying down, like usually your tummy's like that, now it's
Little tiny bump.
Pretty fun.
It's the size of an olive this week, which is so cute. So cute. So this week I want to give you an update, and we're going to talk to you about a couple of cool things that we have discovered. I've got a list here of all of the things that I want to share with you guys. Something new that we did this week was we went to our osteo. So he works with pregnant women. We call him the white wizard because he has white hair, and he's like a body magician. He's amazing. He's so amazing, the stuff that he does. He does a lot of cranial sacral work and a lot of fascia release as well. So he is incredible. He's put me on a program for the rest of my pregnancy. So I see him once a month, and then I think like 2 or 3 months leading up to it, then it goes to every 2 weeks, and then the month leading up to birth every week to really help prime the body and get it into the best shape possible to birth. I learned so much from him yesterday. He was talking to me about the relaxant hormone and how we need to be really mindful that that hormone is going through our body. So we are going to be more flexible and more malleable during this period. So be mindful in yoga and Pilates not to overstretch, because you could tear something or hurt yourself. So that was really interesting. He also explained to me how the uterus doesn't open like this. It actually kind of pivots and opens like that, which I thought was really interesting.
And the scans?
We spoke about the scans. He ideally is about low intervention as possible. So he was saying, 1 scan is great. If you want to do 2, do 1, do 2 as well. But just
he was saying 12 weeks and 32 because
30.
Rather than doing 20 for the sex or whatever you want to do there, do 32 so you can actually see if the placenta is in the right spot.
Yeah, so that was really interesting as well.
What can I just say, sorry, because he, with his own child, the placenta was actually obstructing the birth canal, and he was able to move that through craniosacral work, which is pretty amazing.
It's so incredible. So he is incredible. I actually got a HyCosy before we fell pregnant, and during that HyCosy, they look at the right ovary, and she was like, cool, right ovary's all clear, good to go.
Fallopian tube.
Sorry, fallopian tube, not ovary. And a HyCosy is basically where they flush like a water solution through your tubes to just make sure that there's nothing obstructing. Your fallopian tubes are the size of 1 strand of hair.
Well, that's the opening.
It
wouldn't take much to block that.
Totally. And for a sperm to get in there, it is wild. The body is amazing that it does that. And so this procedure, this HyCosy that I got, was very full on. I had a friend who did it before me, and she said, it doesn't hurt. Yeah, it was quite, is my mic okay?
Every video I do this.
That's okay. It was quite intense, very, very intense. I actually passed out. Nick said I went fully green.
She did.
And it was a very intense experience. And so after that, they discovered that the left had could have been blocked. But she also said it could have just been because my whole uterus had gone into spasm. So they don't know whether it's actually blocked or whether all of the muscles and everything had just tensed up because I was so tense, because I was in quite a bit of pain. So that kind of left us like, oh, well, now what do we do? We've just been told this information that I could potentially have a blocked left fallopian tube. So then I remembered this story from our osteopath who shared with us that he was able to move his wife's placenta out of the way so that she could have a normal, natural vaginal birth. And he did that through cranial sacral work, which is just amazing. So I called him up and I said, this is what's happened. They've told me that there could potentially be a block in the left fallopian tube. And he said, come in and see me. So I went the next day and saw him. He did all of this release work around this area and all through the front fascia of my body. It was amazing. And then did all this cranial sacral work, and we fell pregnant the month after that.
Yeah, he's amazing. Actually, we saw him yesterday, and he worked on my throat, and I was going into studio straight after record basically what I thought was going to be the hardest song of my life to perform, and it was the easiest, best performance I've ever done. And he did work to basically open everything up. So when I was singing, I felt like I had twice as much room in my throat, basically. So it just goes to show, like, there's these people everywhere around the world who can do amazing work on your body. And definitely, you know, find them, locate them in your area and ask them. Like, if we didn't ask about the fallopian tube, we would never have known that was even possible. Pretty amazing. Lots of talent out there.
So much talent. And this brings me to my next point that I wanted to share with you guys is it's so important, especially during pregnancy, but all the time, to be supporting your body. So I am getting every 2 weeks, I'm getting acupuncture. Every 2 weeks, I'm also getting chiro, which is not like standard chiro. It's called SOT.
Somatic.
I can't remember now.
Something.
Sorry. But we do that every 2 weeks, and then once a month I'll be doing the osteo.
Somatic occipital technique.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Sorry if we just butchered that to anyone listening.
Yeah.
So our osteo yesterday was also explaining that your curves in your body get accentuated during pregnancy. So your lumbar curve and then your curve in your neck all get accentuated. So you really want to make sure that you're supporting the body. And then also you've got the relaxant hormone. Your body is shifting and changing so much that you want to make sure that you are really supporting the body whilst it goes through this 9-10 months of huge evolution. And that's why body work is so important during your pregnancy. And not only that, you know, you've got to be doing the emotional and spiritual work as well, but body work is so important. So if you are pregnant, think about an osteo, chiro, massage. And that's actually, he said to me yesterday, are you getting regular massage? And I said, no, I'm not. So he wants me to get regular massage with a friend of ours that he knows and we know, and she does a lot of fascia release work as well. And he said that as your boobs grow, you want to make sure that you're releasing all of this fascia on here. So I was laying down yesterday and he was doing all this fascia release work all here and all through my front. And as your boobs grow, you want to make sure that your body is able to adapt and morph, and doing that work, his work complement with the massage is really going to complement everything else that I'm doing. So it's really important that you guys get support, do body work, some foam rolling at home, some light stretching, yoga, those sorts of things. I really haven't felt like doing a lot of exercise. I've done a little bit of prenatal yoga. There's an incredible app called Down Dog. It's the prenatal version of the app. I can show you guys. Oh, you might not be able to see it from here. You probably won't. But anyway, it's an amazing app, and I love it. It's really great. You can put what trimester you're in, how long you want to go for. So trimester 1, I want to do 15 minutes. What do I want to focus on? Quads or side bending or whatever. You can pick the music, and it's really beautiful to do that. And then I've, just been doing that a little bit, and then some walking, and that's it. I've really been honoring my body and just slowing down and making sure that I'm resting as much as possible. Is there anything you wanted to add to that?
No.
Okay. The next thing I have been doing this week is I got this book in the mail, which I'm so excited about. What all spirit babies want their mamas to know. So I haven't finished it just yet. It's incredible. So I am a big believer in communicating with your baby, your spirit baby, when they're up here, but then also when they're in here, talking to them and communicating with them. They will give you responses, whether that's in signs or dreams or things like that. And the more that we connect with them, the more they feel safe, held, and heard. And they'll want to come to this side because they feel really held and safe and heard. So this book is amazing. I will do a post on all of the books that I've read. Another one is called Spirit Babies, which is amazing, which I read. And that's great for when you're wanting to conceive. And this one is great for whilst you're pregnant. And it's short, as you can see. I'm loving it so far. Can't wait to finish it. So that's what I'm reading this week. I still have felt a little bit nauseous, tender breasts, still waking up to go to the bathroom in the night and have like a bite of some food really helps me. So I'll wake up at around 2 o'clock, go to the bathroom, and then have like an apple, a slice of apple.
Wakes me up.
I know, I'm so sorry about that.
That's all right.
Have like a slice of apple. So I have some fruit beside my bed, just cut up apple or pear or something like that beside my bed, and I'll just have a slice of that, and then I'm able to go back to sleep because my stomach has something in it. So I find that if you get really hungry, I feel quite nauseous. I'm eating a lot more, a variety of foods now, which is great. I still have quite a few aversions to lots of smells. Like right now, Nick is cooking something and the smell is so intense.
Smells good to me.
It's it would usually smell really good to me, but it smells quite intense.
I think you'll enjoy the finished product because it's going to, basically I've sprouted some chickpeas, and what I've done is now put them in the oven, and I just rolled them in some tamari and some coconut aminos and some oregano. And so they're lightly coated, and just very, very slowly, gently roasting them at about 125 degrees Celsius. So they're not destroying all the enzymes. And basically, they'll end up like a slightly crunchy, sticky, slightly sweet chickpea. Because I wanted to make a little snack for her that's high in protein and full of life. So that should be good.
Another thing I've noticed is I'm not really craving sweet things at all. Like anything that's too sweet, I'm just not interested in at all, which is so big for this brownie chocolate loving human.
You eat a lot of fruit usually. Well, you've been still eating fruit. You've
been having berries
papaya, pineapple.
No, I haven't.
No?
No, I've been having some banana and blueberries and apple and some pear and
strawberries.
Yeah, I haven't really been eating a lot of fruit, but I'm really craving not too sweet.
Let's talk about these.
Oh, I want to say one more thing. I have also been, before we go to that, I've also been falling asleep really early. So by like 6:30 on the couch, I'm out, exhausted, gone, cannot keep my eyes open. So
I think your earliest is about 10 past 6.
10 past 6 one day this week.
And then she woke up at 6 the next day.
Yeah, that was a big sleep, 6 till 6.
You had a few wake-ups in the night, but...
Yeah.
Yeah, but at least you're sleeping a lot better than you were, say, week 6 and 7. Week 6 and 7 you were pretty wasn't good. So we've actually started to use Oura rings, O-U-R-A. We will link below.
I thought it was Oura ring.
Oura. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. It's a European company. It's got I think it might be Finnish.
Okay.
I think it's Finnish, yeah.
Explain what these are.
So Oura rings basically are a tracking, or a biofeedback device essentially. And they give a whole bunch of different metrics on your body. Now, I was using this before Melissa, not long before.
No, you had one years ago.
Oh, true. I used it when it first came out. 5 years ago, I'd say. When they first released, it was a lot bigger and chunkier.
It was huge. It was like...
It was big.
It was not...
It looks all right.
Aesthetically pleasing.
No, it wasn't great. But they've got better and better with their technology, more accurate. But so these look pretty cool. So mine's I think it's called Heritage, which is flat. And Melissa's has got a little point on it, so it's a bit more feminine. But basically, the main reason I got this for Melissa was for her sleep, because I wanted to see how much REM sleep is she getting and how much deep sleep is she getting. And
that's what this device tells you. It tells you how much light sleep and then REM and deep sleep. And it's really interesting.
Yeah, it tells you your heart rate variability, which is amazing, your body temperature. How many steps you've done in the day. They're using this in the NBA now to help keep track of the players' body temperature for COVID. And it also tells you how ready you are the next day. So when you wake up, based on all your previous 7 days of sleep and activity, it'll give you a readiness score. So if you get a low readiness score, it'll mean relax, chill out, don't do much today. It actually tell you now's not the day to push. And go do like a hardcore, high intensity workout. And other days it might be like 90 out of 100 for readiness, and say, cool, you're ready to move today. So I love that for me personally, for my own training as well, because it tells me when I should not push too hard. Because sometimes, your sleep's just not great and you just don't have the metabolic reserves you usually have, and that's cool. Anyway, it does a lot of different stuff, and we're really enjoying checking out data in the morning together. Explain how it's not Wi-Fi or Bluetooth. Yeah, so it tracks your steps as well. So you'll see how much movement you had. Our goal, not for Melissa at the moment, but for me, is 20,000 steps a day. That would include normal walking and a solid 1 hour, like going for it walk, which is not what Melissa's doing right now. She's doing little strolls. But basically, when it's connected to your phone, when you've got the data off it and it's finished charging, you put it on aeroplane mode before putting it back on your finger. So these are emitting 0 EMF, which is great. So that's Oura. We will also update you on a new device, which I'm wearing. In another video. We'll do it in another video. This is called the Apollo Neuro. And it's amazing. I'm super excited about it. It was very kindly sent to us by Apollo Neuro. And I think they're going to be on your podcast soon too. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I just wanted to tell about why I am enjoying this. I mean, usually I would love tracking the steps, but I'm not really doing that at the moment. But it's more fascinating for me to see, wow, I'm actually getting nowhere near enough REM or deep sleep. I'm getting lots of light sleep. I'm getting 8.5 hours of light sleep, but not enough of REM and deep sleep. And so I spoke to Dr. Stephen Cabral, who is our holistic physician, and I shared this information with him, and he just, reminded me of a few little tweaks of things that I can do to really support myself and help me get a lot more REM and deep sleep. Things like not being on devices before bed, which we're not, but we do watch something sometimes, and we wear our blue light blocking glasses. Things like not eating just before bed. Which we've been doing for years anyway. Yeah. It's just reiterating. But just to correct what you said, 8.5 hours of light sleep is not quite correct, because you're getting maybe 6 hours of light sleep, because the rest is made up by light. Yeah. By REM and deep. But consistently her REM is low. Mm-hmm. Which is when all the magic happens. So you want to make sure you're getting, I think it's like an hour and a half ideally of REM, and same for deep. They're percentage based, I think.
Right.
Yeah, 20-25%.
Yeah, so that's been really fascinating and just inspired me to, you know, just see if there's anything that I can tweak in my days to help make sure that I am sleeping. I mean, it's different for me right now because I am in that first trimester. I am getting up to go to the toilet a lot more than I usually would. And that nausea is still there as well. So it's a bit of a different scenario.
The other thing that's cool is the amount of awake time.
Oh, yeah, so it tells you during the night how long you were actually awake for. So to see that you're awake for like 57 minutes, you think, wow, that's a long time that I must have been tossing and turning. It
has all your movement as well. So when you're actually moving, and you can also put tags in. So let's say you, obviously maybe not Melissa because she's pregnant, but for me, I'm experimenting with CBD oil. And so I can put in the nights where I use CBD, and then you can chart. So for example, your deep sleep, you can compare that with CBD and without. Your REM sleep within. So now, to me, that's one of the most useful things is actually putting in things you're doing. Like you could have an Epsom salt bath before bed, right? And you could do that and then filter it to see if that's consistently giving you better sleep. And if it's not, then don't do it basically. So enjoying that. And I think that's probably it for this week.
That is it. I hope this was helpful wherever you're at in your conception or pregnancy or parenting journey, or maybe you're not even thinking about having a baby, whatever. I hope this was helpful for you, and we'll see you next week in week 10.
Ciao.